Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Tuesday Sketchbook Study Day. Today we're going to be talking about Dadaism. Before we jump into today's video, I want to remind you guys to follow along with me if you'd like. And if you do follow along, please tag me in posts of your work. I'd love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram or Facebook as Artwork by Peyton. Or if you're feeling a little more shy, you can always email me at artworkbypeyton@gmail.com. I would love to see your guys' work. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so first of all, I want to go over the definition of Dadaism, just so we all are on the same page. So the definition I have is the style and techniques of a group of artists, writers, etc. of the early 20th century who exploited accidental and incongruous effects in their work and who programmatically challenged established canons of art, thought, morality, etc. Founded on principles of irrationality, incongruity, and irreverence towards accepted aesthetic criteria. Some of the most well-known artists for Dadaism are Salvador Dali, surprisingly, I didn't know that, Marcel Junco, Marcel Duchamp, Hans Belmier, and Joan Miro. So throughout this video, as you watch me attempt to replicate the styles from the Dada movement, I'm going to tell you about all the facts that I found out during my research of the Dada movement. This movement started around World War I. Its purpose was to ridicule the meaninglessness of the modern world. Its peak was from 1916 to 1922, and it actually influenced surrealism, pop art, and punk rock. I did not know any of this beforehand. It's really interesting. The movement got its name from the French word meaning rocking horse or hobby horse. The childish meaning of the word just seemed to fit the movement. And actually, this whole movement, they tried to kind of reject everything. So with this painting that I'm doing right now, I tried to incorporate their lack of concern with technicality and technical skill while painting. They tried to ignore every single art rule in the book and do the exact opposite. So, you know, the whole childish meaning of the word, well, that's why it was so fitting for them, was because they were pretty much just making fun of everything and questioning why everything was the way it was. The Dada movement started in Zurich, I think is how you pronounce it, Switzerland, as a reaction to World War I and the nationalist government that many people believed caused World War I. The ways in which this movement was expressed was wildly diverse. These included poetry, painting, performance art, and photography, and of course we said writing when we were talking about the definition. Pretty much any form of art, it was incorporated in the Dada movement. So it wasn't just painting and visual arts. The ideas of Dadaism contributed vastly to various categories of modern and contemporary art. So this movement was just absolutely monumentally influential to the rest of the art world. And from the moment that it became a movement, it changed the art world for forever, for how people looked at past art and how people created art in the years to come. And even today, I don't think artists realize just how much of an influence it's made, but work like this is created even today. And I've seen it becoming more and more popular. Again, there's everything, each style goes through its ups and downs in popularity, and Dadaism and everything that's even slightly like it is becoming super popular again. And I think that that's because of all the political craziness that we're going through right now, especially in the United States. And just the world, everyone seems to be in that protesty time period, I guess. I mean, I suppose it's always like that throughout history. There's always these big moments where the people want to rise up against the man and whatnot, but we're definitely going through one of those periods, especially in the United States, the war between Republicans and Democrats and whatnot. And I think that as artists, we have voices, and I think that this type of work is becoming more and more popular because of that. Anyways, so this was the first movement ever to push the thoughts of society by generating hard to answer questions about society. And the movement actually cared less about the work being aesthetically pleasing and traditional. So they really didn't care if it looked like crap as long as it said something very meaningful about society. The artwork also asked questions about the purpose of art and the artist's role in the art itself. And art was created through traditional means of painting, but also, as you can see, I'm starting to do a collage. Collaging became super, super popular through this movement. And they used their art to speak their thoughts. With that first painting I did, I was trying to push the whole idea of who an artist should be. If you remember, and I know that right now it's really hard to see because we're working on the next piece, the artist was faceless and he was bleeding from one side of his head, and I was trying to pull in the whole idea of artists suffering for their artwork, and on that can it says money for poor. And I think that in today's world we still believe artists should be starving and very emotional and moody and intellectual minded, which we are deep thinkers. Artists generally tend to be very deep thinkers, so we are intellectuals. But I wanted to push that whole thought of we're just these like moody kids in all dark clothes and we must suffer for our artwork to be good, blah, 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 blah. And in this painting, or collage, I wanted to pull in the whole, our society is overwhelmed by advertisements and media and commercial products, and you have an allergy, well, there's 1,500 different pills you can take for that. And we just get bombarded with marketing after marketing after marketing after marketing every day, all day. And it didn't used to be that way, so I kind of wanted to make a statement on that. So I went through like 1.5 trillion magazines, clipping out every single item I could possibly find. And that's what went into this second piece that I'm working on. Back to the facts about the Dada movement. Many of the Dada artists incorporated a lot of chance into their work as to challenge the traditional way of planning out the work first. So with both of these paintings, with the painting and the collage, I never collage, so it's hard for me to get used to that wording. I planned out quite a bit. I tried less with the first one than I did with the second one. it's hard for me to not plan out the work. It's very, very difficult. And so I did and did not do this. I think if I were to try again, I would just literally not even think about it and just take paint to paper and see what happens. But I think it's cool that they didn't plan out anything. They didn't care about the technical aspect of their work and how technically good it was. I think that that's super freeing. That's super awesome. And every time I do that, even though it's hard for me, every time I do that, I feel like that piece of artwork turned out far better than some of my planned out pieces. So I think that's super interesting, and it really gets the creativity flowing, I think. This movement was known best for ready-made art. I don't know if you guys remember or have even heard of this, but there's an artist, and I wish I had his name on hand right now, but he bought a urinal, signed his name on it, and said it was art. This movement, beyond the collaging and the painting, poetry and performance art and photography and all of that, these artists would just take everyday objects and say it's art, and boom, it was art. This caused the question, what is art? And I think that the artists themselves really wanted to bring this question to the table, and that's why they started creating these ready-made artwork pieces, because the whole movement itself challenged the way we think about everything. Why is society this way? Why is our artwork this way? Why is this art good and this art is bad? Why is paint on a canvas art, but this like porcelain thing that we pee in not art? I don't know, it's just crazy, but this is what the first painting looked like close up, and I'm pretty okay with it. The whole lack of technical aspect is super interesting to me, you know, so it's interesting. Normally I'd be like, this looks like crap, but in all reality, it's very good for a Dada movement type of painting. This is Dadaism. And then I actually really love this second one. I never collage, so I thought it was really, really fun, and I actually think it makes more of a statement than I originally truly believed. And I know that sounds stupid, because why would you create something that you don't fully believe in? I don't know. I was really just experimenting, and it's kind of a strange time when you're experimenting. You don't really know what's going to work and what won't. But I really like that I used this black and white emoji style face on top of it. Especially with our culture, emojis are everywhere and they're used daily, and I just thought that it really portrayed our society a lot more than if I just did what I did with the first one and painted like a faceless person that could represent pretty much anyone. This represents absolutely anyone who wants to put themselves into this painting, and it works out. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with this, and it turned out interesting and a lot better than I was expecting, so I'm happy about it. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Down in the comments below, I'd love to hear your thoughts about Dadaism. I'm extremely interested to hear what you guys think. So, also, don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Facebook. My channels are all Artwork by Peyton. Also, if you do end up doing this challenge, like I said, don't forget to tag me in it. And check out my website, artworkbypeyton.com, where you can find just about everything on this channel for sale on my website there, along with all kinds of other pieces that I make behind the scenes. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you later. Bye!